Hello and welcome to another episode of the Recruitment Doctor with myself, Dan Hoff Rodriguez. Today's topic is the CV dead. It's an interesting topic in the sense that obviously the CV's been around for forever, if you think about it. It's only recently, however, I feel that we need to have a slight change of tact in the way that we look at a CV. So in today's episode, I really want to talk about what we can do to complement the CV as opposed to replace it. But as always, click the like button, subscribe, and obviously comment on whether you think the CV is dead. So first of all, let's just go to the CV. Now, traditionally at school, you're always taught your CV should be 2 pages long. I get that. I think the more experience you gain, the more pages will ultimately contribute to your CV. But let's just quickly go through the key headings. I'm not going to talk about how to write a CV in terms of the content, but I do want to talk about the headings that I believe should be on your CV. So let's start with the personal details. So your name should be on your CV, your address, your telephone number, your email address. Now, one thing I do believe is not done enough. I obviously work in the technology arena, so I look at over 100 CVs a week. And what I like about CVs are the ones that contribute to your personal expertise, or how you're trying to demonstrate that you've got that keenness. So I'll give you an example. If you are keen to seek a career in software development, I would have a GitHub on there. Contribute to repositories that are on your code base, that are on GitHub. Similarly, if you're into digital marketing, I would have some sort of exposure to either a piece of work that you've done, if you've been writing some content, some articles in your own time, and even if you're in design, some links to your portfolio. What sort of examples have you got to demonstrate your experience or your personal repertoire, shall we say. So make sure you've got your links on your CV. It's ultimately important. I mean, gone as the day really whereby we're delivering CVs by hand, whereby someone can't click the link. So digitally they are emailed, or you're applying via a job board. So put your links on there because people will be able to click them. Secondly, personal profile. I do believe that this is one of the most important things you've got to have on that CV. Look, your personal portfolio or your personal profile, right, should be an opening paragraph of what you are looking to do. So you are seeking a career in technology. Why are you seeking that career? Why are you passionate about that? A lot of CVs tend to have a number of buzzwords such as, I'm a confident, ambitious, enthusiastic person. Look, that's great, but look, back it up. At the end of the day, this is the first thing a potential employer is going to be looking at. So it's important that your opening paragraph is really showcasing what your interests are. And per job, I do believe that you should be looking at highlighting and making that bespoke to whatever you're applying to. And we'll get into covering letters in a bit, but at the end of the day, that for me is very important. You've then got things like your education, academia, any certifications you might have. Put those in with dates as to when you went there, and make sure it is in most recent first, going backwards. Don't put your furthest back first. Then I'd be on to experience. Any work experience you've done is good experience. So put it on there and talk about your role, talk about your responsibilities. And the way I would really focus on that, right, in terms of making sure the content is right, if I am going to be pickety, is talk about what you did, how you did it, and what the conclusion was, right? So if there was any project work there, what was the brief, how did you tackle it, and what was the outcome? Other things that I'm not going to get into, skills. So, communication, why is that relevant? Did you do any talks? Have you done any projects collaboratively in terms of teamwork? Examples like that. That's what I'd be putting in skills. And right at the bottom, lastly, hobbies and interests. The CV tends to be very, very regiment on what we're taught at school or college or university. So please bring it to life. And when I talk about hobbies and interests, I'm not talking about, right, I enjoy walking, I enjoy reading. Right, be specific, please. Do try and highlight what your key hobbies are. Are you into abseiling? Why is that a passion for you? How many have you done? You know, what mountains have you climbed? If you like going to the cinema, what movies do you like watching? Really go into those details. People nowadays hire for attitude, they hire for personality, and then they hire for skills. You know, you can learn things, but who are you? You're not going to change your personality for someone. So get your personality across. It's absolutely fundamental. Your hobbies and interests outlined. And that's one thing I look for when I look at a CV, especially when I'm hiring for myself. Who is that person? I want to know who that person is. What have we got in common? You know, what have you achieved outside of academia? What have you achieved in your own personal life? Life experience for me is as important as work experience and academics, so showcase it. And obviously, again, if you want to put your referees in there, feel free to, but most won't because of data protection. So what I would put is available on request. So we touch on, is the CV dead? Well, look, for the last nearly 12 months, we have been living in a COVID world. The pandemic has made everything remote in most people's cases, and therefore we've been utilising video. So we have been using video for a lot of our interview processes with a number of our clients, and utilising it for candidates that perhaps are looking to stand out. And I use that word heavily because as someone that is perhaps looking for their first job, the graduate role, the graduate market, the apprentice market, it's tough. I get it, and I empathise with you. And all I can say is, apart from just keep going and being resilient, let's be proactive, okay? Look, when you're applying for jobs, everyone tends to go through the motions. How many applications can I get out there? People think it's a numbers game, when actually it's an opportunity for you to be personable. How can you be personable? Well, you've got to make sure any covering letters you write are bespoke to the job you're applying to, and that's why I go back to that opening paragraph, that personal profile on your CV, is that you should tailor it to that job, and be proactive. How can you stand out? So if you're applying for a job with, say, Dell, or you're applying for a job with KPMG, go on LinkedIn, connect with people, introduce yourself. And far more important than that, if you are applying for numerous amounts of job applications, stay organised. Put those jobs that you're applying to with their references, the contact, the company, the actual job title, and all of that information on a spreadsheet with the date you've applied to, and follow it up. Email, telephone, call, do what you can to get on their radar. If I get jobs whereby I'm getting over 100 applications, the people that are calling me up, following up, being proactive are the ones that are at the top of my list straight away, because it's showing that whole initiative. You know, you're being proactive, and I love that about people. So do that. And with the video stuff, look, we've all got videos on our phones. Utilize that, record a video. And if you are interested in utilizing our video software, we are rolling that out for free at the moment. So feel free to get in contact, and we'll happily set that up. And that's where you would answer 4 to 5 questions, and you'll get your own bespoke link. And you can attach that on your CV. You can send that to people on LinkedIn, email, follow up. For me, be proactive, stand out from a crowd. And that is how you are going to get a job quicker than anyone else. You've got to stand out. So, is the CV dead? Maybe not quite yet. I'd love to hear your comments. Put them in below. But at the end of the day, it's about standing out and using the digital tools available to us right now. I'm out. Take care. Stay safe.